guys, welcome back to another video. If you watched the last video that I posted, I was talking about getting ready to start a new chapter this year because I was going to be doing a full-time internship at a hospital for my physical therapy degree, and that's still going to happen, but it unfortunately got pushed back a little bit. It got delayed because of some COVID outbreaks at the hospital and some issues with my supervisor. So because of that, today is actually just the next day after the last video ended, which normally would have been a full day that I spent at the hospital, but that's not happening. So I'm taking advantage of these extra few days to film a little bit, to get a bit more organized, to sit down and actually set my fitness goals, because I actually hadn't done that. I've been so focused on my free program, which, by the way, if you're not on there already, get on there. There are only a few weeks left, and once January closes, that program disappears. So if you want to take advantage of at least 1 to 2 full weeks, then I would highly suggest that you get on that right away. But anyways, so like I said, I was really focused on that. I was focused on filming content. And so I didn't take the time to actually sit down and plan out my own workouts and actually reflect a little bit and think about what I want to do next with my own fitness. So that's what this video is going to be about. I'm sitting down here, I'm thinking about my goals, I'm planning my new workout split, my workout schedule, which is going to stay the same for probably 2 months, because I've said this here before and I will say it again. To really get better at a movement, to build muscle, to build strength, to see really improvements, you have to do the same movement patterns over and over again, because your body, your nervous system, they have to get used to that movement to really create adaptations, positive adaptations, which is when your body starts to actually build muscle and develop in those areas. So that's why I'm going to be doing the exact same program for 2 months, very, very similar workouts most of the time, because that's how we see progress. And also because, let's be real, there are probably about a handful of exercises for every single body part that are optimal, that are like the best of the best. So why would you stray away from that just for the sake of having newer workouts or different workouts? That is a waste of time. If you're gonna go to the gym, put in energy, be tired, be sweaty, take time out of your day, then make sure you're doing it for the best of the best exercises. So that's what we're gonna be talking about today. So grab a coffee, grab some tea, grab some water, whatever, and sit down with me. We're about to have a chat. Also, this is so ridiculous to me, but only on YouTube are you gonna see people sitting on the floor in front of a couch, or on the floor in front of their bed, or in front of a chair. This just is what it is. This is the only way to get comfortable. I also have my little notepad, I have my coffee. So this is the setup for today. But if you enjoy this kind of video and you wanna hear me talk more about not only my own fitness goals, but how you guys can sit down and plan your own workouts, plan your own workout splits so that you optimize your program for your own goals, then let me know. I could do a whole exercise science series of explaining the different training parameters, what you need in order to progressively overload, and all of that fun stuff. But please let me know, because I want to make content that you guys want to watch and enjoy watching. So as always, any feedback is welcome, even not positive criticism, even constructive criticism is always welcome. Like I always say, these videos are for you guys to learn, to feel inspired, to feel motivated. So enough with the blabber, let's get into the video. Okay, so first things first, before you create any program, you need to have a very clear idea of what your goals are, so that every single workout in your program and the actual split that you choose are all optimal for that goal and all have an actual target in mind. You're not just wasting your time at the gym. I will put a little disclaimer though. If you work out simply to feel better, to stay healthy, for your mental health, then no matter what you do at the gym, if you're moving, you're breaking a sweat, you're having fun, that is amazing. Nothing is gonna take away from that. That is fantastic. But if on top of that, you have more specific goals, whether it be physique, whether it be performance, anything that's more specific, then you need to be more intentional about the way that you plan your workouts. And it might seem simple to just say okay, pick your goals, but the truth is that sometimes it can be a little bit difficult, and I personally struggled a little bit this week trying to decide what I want my main focus to be, Because the truth is that I want to do it all. I want to get better at absolutely everything, but that is really difficult. And most of the time you end up shooting yourself in the foot a little bit if you're trying to do too much at once, because then you're not being specific enough to any one objective. So like, yes, I want to grow muscle in some areas, but I also want to continue to get a little bit leaner, which those two, are a little opposite. You can body recomp and do them both at the same time, but the more advanced you get, the more harder that gets, and it's a much, much slower process. So there's that, and then I do want to get stronger in some movements. Like, I do wish that I could squat more and do a bunch of pull-ups, and so I have some strength goals, but then I also want to be fit. Like, I want to be a machine. Like, I've been watching the CrossFit Games for years. I follow some of the CrossFit athletes, and I think it is so badass to be that like physically fit, to be able to run and like move non-stop for like 20 minutes and also lift weights, and also, anyways, I think they're really, really impressive. So part of me just wants to do CrossFit style workouts all the time. So what I've decided to do is do a little bit of a mix of continuing some hypertrophy training, so still wanting to work towards putting a little bit more muscle mass on, and also getting fitter at the same time. So what this means is that there will be some specific hypertrophy training, and that means that you need a good amount of volume for every one of the muscle groups that you are wanting to work on. That means that you need to be working those muscle groups more than once a week, usually, unless you're absolutely destroying that muscle group and then you need a week to recover. But most of the time, for real ideal hypertrophy, you want to be working that muscle group twice a week. So what that means is that I made sure that within my workout split, all the muscle groups that I'm really interested in seeing a little bit of growth, which is most of them, to be honest. I'm not really singling out any muscle groups that much. Of course, I want my glutes to grow a little bit more, and I would love my shoulders to grow a little bit more, but I'm still going to be training a little bit of everything because I want to be very well-rounded. And being well-rounded in hypertrophy also improves your strength, also can improve your fitness, can improve kind of those like really big overall goals that I have. And so along with that though, with wanting to also maybe get leaner a little bit and wanting to get fitter, that means that I need to have some workouts that have higher energy expenditure. So for example, if I were to be doing a pure bodybuilding split where one day was like just shoulders and arms, one day was like just chest and triceps, one day was back and bis, and then I would have 2 leg days. Well, these 3 days where I'm mostly doing upper body, although great for hypertrophy, is not necessarily the best for wanting to get leaner and wanting to get fitter, because your heart rate doesn't go that high, you're not burning that many calories during those workouts. And so I've decided, I'm going to explain how I've decided to split up my 5 days of the week that I'm going to be training. So day 1 is going to remain a pure leg hypertrophy day. So that means that I am going to be working mostly with high weights at the beginning. So my first few compound movements are going to be high reps, and then we're slowly going to move more towards more accessory exercises, which are going to have more in the moderate resistance. So I'm always going to be starting, I'm going to still be doing my squats, I'm going to be doing my heavy lunges, I'm going to be doing my heavy Romanian deadlifts, and I'm going to be doing moderate to heavy hip thrusts. So those are going to be my 4 main lifts for my leg day, and then I'm also going to have some more accessory. I really would like to work a little bit more on my glute medius, which is kind of the outer glutes. I feel like I'm a little underdeveloped in that area, so I'm definitely going to add some accessory for that. I might add a bit more hamstring and a bit more quad accessory. Those ones are going to vary a little bit week by week, depending how I'm feeling, depending if anything is sore, depending what I've hit for the rest of the week. From there, day 2, also, as it's been up to this point, remains a full upper body day. So I'm still going to have 1 full leg day, 1 full upper body day. And my upper body day, once again, is more hypertrophy focused. So I'm going to be doing moderate to heavy weights, trying to increase the volume, get a good amount of sets and reps for every single muscle group. So I'm going to be doing pull-ups, I'm going to be doing some overhead press, I'm going to be doing some heavy row variations, I'm going to be doing some push-ups, and then once again, a few accessories for the shoulders, the arms, and a little bit of core at the end. So this is very typical to my upper body workouts. So once again, for this, not much is going to change. Then we're moving on to day 3, which is going to be a pure conditioning day. So this is really one of those days that is completely focused towards me getting fitter and feeling just fitter, in the actual sense. Like, fit normally means like your cardiovascular system is really, really good and you can handle like getting your heart rate up and keeping it up. So that's like the real definition of fit, not like toned, which is what people associate to fit these days. But this workout is really for me to actually get fitter, so that in the spring when I can run, I feel like I can go outside and go for runs and I'll be completely out of breath. And I just want to feel like I can like throw shit around and throw my body weight around and, you know, just kind of get a little bit closer to my CrossFit ideals. So this is going to be a workout. It's either going to be an EMOM, which is every minute on the minute, an AMRAP, which is as many rounds as possible. So you give yourself like a 30-minute timer, choose your exercises, and you just go nonstop until that timer runs out, which these can be really exhausting workouts, And the last one is an as fast as possible, which is similar to the AMRAP, but instead of giving yourself a timer, you give yourself a certain amount of work and you try to do that as fast as possible. So, like you can see, these are all very low rest workouts, which also mean that they're not going to be high resistance. You can't be pushing yourself with the heaviest weights, but also not resting. So this is a completely different workout from my first two, which are more hypertrophy, good amount of rest in between the sets, letting the muscles recover. This is really more just like kicking my own ass and just working hard and being completely drenched in sweat and exhausted by the end. And that's also why these workouts are usually quite a bit shorter. So 30 to 45 minutes is like at most that these workouts last, because like I said, they're very low rest. Like if you're doing an as fast as possible or an as many rounds as possible, you really only rest when you absolutely need to. So like I'll take 20 seconds every few minutes to take a water break and that's it. So it's hard to do that for 30 minutes straight. So those workouts usually tend to be a little bit shorter. Then day 4, which normally would land on a Thursday for me, is going to be my rest, recover, stretch day, because after a lower body, a full body, and a conditioning, my muscles are going to need a rest day if I want to be able to really power through the last 2 days, which are what I've changed the most in my routine so far, so I'm excited to get into that. So day 5 and 6, this is where I struggled for quite a while to decide what I wanted to do. Normally, at my previous workout, that split that just ended, normally I added another leg day and then another conditioning day. So I thought I could do the same thing, but like I said, I'm really just craving more conditioning workouts, more CrossFit style workouts, but I also want to keep working on hypertrophy. I want to still build my physique a little bit more, so I was quite torn. So what I decided that I'm going to do is that day 5 and day 6 are both going to be full body days. Day 5 is going to be full body with a push focus, which means that I'm going to mostly be working the anterior muscle groups, which are usually pushing muscles. So that's going to include a squat, it's going to include an overhead press, might include some type of bench press variation, and then probably a lunge. So it's going to be 4 workouts that are going to be hypertrophy style, which means that I'm going to be using higher weights and I'm going to be pushing myself and resting a good amount in between so that I recover. So that's going to be about half of my workout. And then the second half, I'm going to be doing a workout of the day CrossFit style that's going to last 15 to 20 minutes. So I'm hoping that the first part takes me 30 to 40, and then I do like a burnout circuit that's like 15 to 20 minutes afterwards, for a total of an hour where I'm still going to get volume for those muscle groups that I want to work, but I'm also going to be finishing out with one of those sweaty circuits that I'm really in the mood for lately. So I think these days are going to be really fun. They're going to be very different. I've never done this type of workout before, and this is not exactly like this, but this is more similar to what CrossFit does. Usually for a CrossFit workout, you show up, you'll do 1 or 2 like major lifts, and then you'll get into a workout of the day, which is some type of circuit conditioning style. So I'm excited to see how I enjoy this. And then, like I said, day 6 is a very similar format, but this time it's all the pushing muscles, so the more posterior. So I'm going to be working my back with some chin-ups, I'm going to be doing some rows, and then some hamstring and some glute work. Once again, I'll probably pick 4 exercises that I'm going to focus on for the first half of my workout, and then once again finish with another workout of the day that's going to be 15 to 20 minutes, conditioning, kick my butt, work really hard, and then that'll be the end of the week. And then day 7 is definitely going to be another rest, recover, stretch day before the week starts all over again on Monday. So that's what my workout split is looking like. I am very excited. Today we're Thursday, so this officially starts, I'm stuck. This officially is going to start on Monday. I am really pumped. I feel like I've been needing to write out a new program because it's really motivating. If you feel like you're in a little bit of a slump or you're kind of uninspired a little bit when you go work out, sit down, write out your goals, write out what you want to work on, and then if you can do it by yourself, figure out what is the most optimal way to set out your plan to get there. Or if you don't know how to do that by yourself, then get help. I've said this so many times. I understand that it's an investment and that not everyone can necessarily afford it. But if you can afford it and you're just being stubborn thinking you can probably do it on your own, just think of it this way. It's a lot more worth it to invest at the beginning, get some help, get some real education, coaching from someone who knows what they're doing. Because if they can help you for a few months at the beginning, then you can do it by yourself the right way for so much longer. Instead of trying it by yourself first, maybe wasting months, a year, multiple years. So many people out there are like, yeah, I've been training on and off for years, don't really know what I'm doing. Then stop doing something that hasn't worked for you in the past. Stop repeating that process. Instead, do it right from the beginning, and then you're fine afterwards, and you can always continue to do it by yourself. Money is a factor, yes, but so is your time. Your time is important. So if you are able to get some help, I really highly recommend it. It's motivating, it's really encouraging, and then you know that every time you go to the gym, you have a plan, you have a purpose, and you're really working towards your goals. So that's my little chat for today. I'm very excited. Either next week or the week after, I'm gonna film a full week of workouts to actually let you guys in on how this routine is going. And I will update you probably after I've done it for a few weeks to let you know how I'm actually finding it, and then we'll see where we go from there. Like I said, this is my plan for the next 2 months, and then after that, I will sit down, probably do another video like this, talk you guys through what's going in my head, and then decide if we continue with the similar plan, if we change it up. I think it's really fun to plan kind of your year a couple of months at a time. So by the time this is done, we'll be close to March, which is getting closer to the spring. So then maybe in the spring, I'll continue something similar, work a little bit on the type of workouts that I would need to lean out a little bit more, because I do want to lean out a little bit more still. So after doing a bit more hypertrophy, a few conditioning workouts, I'll see where my body is at in 2 months, and then I'll decide from there if I want to maybe do another little cut, change it up. We'll see. This is fun. It's supposed to be fun, guys. One goal to another, one program to another. It's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be exciting. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you liked seeing this process, getting a little bit of my thoughts on how I sit down and plan my workouts. Don't forget to like if you did enjoy it, subscribe to join the family, and keep seeing all the next videos that are to come. Leave any video suggestions down in the comments, please, please, please. I would love to get feedback from you guys on what you want to see. And I'm always going to be leaving a link down below if you do want to apply for coaching, for a custom program. If you want to have a chat, then you can always reach out at that link down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!